It's time to hit the road. Welcome to MojoTravels, and today we're counting down our picks for the hot travel trends in 2019. Are you a fan of our videos? Be sure to subscribe to MojoTravels and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're taking a look at destinations and trends that are proving popular in 2019. We'd like to thank Traveler.com for these selections. Mount Everest, Nepal. Kicking off our list is one of the hottest and easily most contentious travel destinations of 2019. Mount Everest has been mired in controversy as of late, the result of multiple deaths on the mountain that many believe could have been avoided. Sadly, the allure of reaching the peak of the world's highest mountain has led to an influx of inexperienced climbers clogging up the trails. Due to its popularity, Mount Everest now suffers from overcrowding and pollution, so much so that travel specialist Walter Keats quipped that Nepal's national flower could best be described as, quote, a discarded plastic water bottle. So if you're planning on climbing Mount Everest in 2019, be sure to pay it the respect it deserves. That could also save your life. Wellness travel. As more people elect to spend their vacations rejuvenating their mind, body, and soul, the wellness travel industry continues to grow at a staggering rate. A 2018 report by the Global Wellness Institute found that, quote, the wellness tourism industry is predicted to reach $919 billion by 2022. The US, France, Austria, Germany, and Switzerland remain the most visited wellness travel destinations, with countries such as Mexico, Thailand, and China not far behind. Some companies like Pravasa, whose mandate promotes mindfulness and self-care, have begun to cash in on the trend by offering custom wellness travel tours abroad. Through a combination of healthy activities, clean eating, and serene locations, wellness travel is slowly taking over the tourism industry. Jordan. With more people traveling than ever before, it's sad, though understandable, that a region as large and diverse as the Middle East remains relatively off-limits in the minds of many Western tourists. Despite this, countries like Jordan are currently experiencing a rise in popularity due to an abundance of unique cultural experiences. From Roman ruins and the awe-inspiring UNESCO World Heritage Site of Petra to the healing properties of the salty Dead Sea and the majesty of Wadi Rum, Jordan is flush with exciting natural and historical sites. Tourists are realizing that despite Jordan's proximity to some of the world's most dangerous areas, it can be a great destination. Lisbon, Portugal. Few cities have benefited from Portugal's dramatic rise in tourism quite like Lisbon. The capital has been the primary beneficiary of a tourist industry that now accounts for some 10% of the country's GDP. And while Portugal is now welcoming more tourists than ever before, there's never been a better time to visit. Despite being just 30 minutes from some of the best beaches in Europe and an hour from the breathtaking Palace of Sintra, Lisbon is, of course, more than just a hub from which to explore the surrounding regions. On the surface, the city is one of the most picturesque on Earth, but dig a little deeper and you'll find a foodie's paradise that's also steeped in culture and famous for its cheap hostels and buzzing nightlife. Solo travel. All forms of travel have their drawbacks, and despite safety, loneliness, and cost being three of the biggest disadvantages of traveling solo, the number of solo tourists continues to increase. In fact, by one metric, the number of solo travelers has increased by a whopping 134% since 2008. Tour companies like Intrepid and G Adventures make it easy for soloists to save money by pairing them with a roommate, thus avoiding the dreaded single supplement, which can sometimes double the cost of a hotel room or tour simply because you're traveling alone. Traveling solo is as much about experiencing independence in its purest form as it is about finding yourself. And in 2019, there are more solo travelers finding themselves out there than ever before. Camino de Santiago, Spain. With many of Spain's cities now suffering from over-tourism, people have begun to flock to some of the country's more far-flung regions. One of the trendiest things to do in Spain in 2019 is hike the Camino de Santiago, an ancient pilgrim's trail that stretches across Europe and ends at the shrine of St. James the Great in the Spanish town of Santiago de Compostela. The Camino de Santiago has seen a steady increase in participants in the past decade. In 2018, 327,000 people made the trek, compared to just 125,000 in 2008. Some of the routes can get quite busy in the summer months, so your best bet is to visit in the spring or fall. Adventure travel. Lounging out on the beach is all well and good, but these days people are craving vacations with a little more oomph. Now more than ever, travelers are throwing caution to the wind and engaging in adrenaline-fueled adventures in distant lands like Azerbaijan, Cameroon, and the Cook Islands. Hiking, scuba diving, cycling, and skydiving are becoming staples in vacation itineraries in 2019, as more people infuse their trips with challenging adventures that take them off the beaten track. From spending the night in Vietnam's massive Sundong Cave to ice climbing glaciers in Iceland, people are eschewing traditional vacations in favor of trips that get their blood pumping. Puglia, Italy. Every year, a previously overlooked region rises from the ashes and becomes the must-visit destination of travel enthusiasts the world over. In 2019, that region is Puglia in southern Italy. Cartographically speaking, Puglia is the heel of Italy's boot, conveniently situated between the Adriatic and Ionian Seas. However, with its plethora of ancient villages and quiet seaside towns, you'll find no better place on the peninsula to enjoy all the things that make Italy a tourist paradise. Puglia's biggest draw is that it still remains relatively unknown, with the region's most popular city sitting outside of the country's top 20 most visited. But Puglia is seriously trendy, so much so that we're going to dedicate an upcoming video to it alone. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MojoTravels, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.